9 German coupes that beat supercars. You already know German cars are fast, you don't know how fast. Number 9 on this list, a car most people completely overlook, runs 0 to 60 in the low threes. The fastest one? It hits 60 before most people finish reading a text message. These aren't just fast coupes anymore, they're supercars wearing a disguise, 9 of them. Ranked. Number 9, BMW M240i xDrive. Let's start with the one nobody sees coming. The BMW M240i xDrive. Walk past it in a parking lot and you won't think twice. It looks like a nice compact coupe, tasteful, understated, the kind of car nobody takes seriously. That's the trap. 382 horsepower, twin turbocharged inline 6, xDrive AWD 8-speed automatic, 0 to 60 in the low to mid threes, quarter mile in the low 12 seconds at over 110 miles per hour for around $52,000. This is not supposed to be a 3-second car. That's what makes it dangerous. 20 years ago, this kind of acceleration belonged to Ferraris. Today, it comes with a warranty, a back seat, and a price tag most people spend on a pickup truck. But here's what most reviewers miss. It's not just fast once. The B58 engine doesn't heat soak. It doesn't need a cool-down lap. It launches every single time with the kind of repeatability that embarrasses cars costing twice as much. In the rain, on cold asphalt, on a Tuesday morning when nobody's watching. You pull up next to a Corvette at a light. They don't even look at you. That's exactly the point. And if you think that's impressive, the next one doesn't win with power. It wins with something most cars on this list don't have. Number 8, Audi RS5 Coupe. Number 8 is the quiet one. And in a list full of cars that demand attention, the quiet one is often the most dangerous. Audi RS5 Coupe, 444 horsepower, twin turbo V6, Quattro AWD, 0 to 60 in the mid threes, dead consistent regardless of conditions. Quarter mile, low 12 seconds at 114 miles per hour. Top speed up to 174 miles per hour with the RS Dynamic package. The RS5 doesn't have the most horsepower on this list. It doesn't have the most dramatic engine note. What it has is something that people who have actually owned fast cars understand better than any spec sheet can explain. Traction, real, usable, all conditions traction. Quattro AWD combined with a torque plateau that never drops makes the RS5 brutally efficient in roll races, the kind that happen on real roads at real speeds and real weather. At 50 miles per hour, rolling into the throttle, it pulls away from cars that cost twice as much. It doesn't win on paper. It wins where it actually matters. It's the car your neighbor bought and you never understood why, until you saw it move. But if you want something less controlled and a lot more aggressive, the next car changes the tone completely. Number 7, BMW M2. Number 7 is where this list stops being polite. The BMW M2, the smallest M car they make, and possibly the most honest one. 480 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, a short wheelbase that makes every input feel immediate and every corner feel urgent. 0 to 60 just over 4 seconds in traction-limited conditions. On the right surface, high threes. The 2026 M2CS, 523 horsepower, carbon fiber everywhere, mid 3 seconds to 60. This car was not built for drag strips. It was built for drivers, the kind who feel the difference between a car that goes fast and a car that makes you fast. No AWD grip, no luxury cushioning, just you, rear-wheel drive, and 480 horsepower asking what you're made of. In a world moving toward all-wheel drive and electric torque fill, the M2 is a reminder of what fast actually demands from you. Not the most powerful car on this list, not the most expensive, the most honest. And now we leave drivers' cars behind and step into something much more serious. Number 6, Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 RS. And this is where things stop being about horsepower. No turbo, no hybrid, no all-wheel drive, just 493 horsepower, a naturally aspirated flat 6 screaming to 9,000 revolutions per minute, and a 0 to 60 time of 3.2 seconds. The Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 RS. This car lapped the Nürburgring faster than a Lamborghini Huracan. Let that land properly. A Cayman, starting under $160,000, beat a $270,000 Lamborghini with a naturally aspirated V10 around the most demanding circuit on Earth. Not with straight-line speed, but with grip, braking, and balance that turbocharged all-wheel drive cars simply cannot replicate. Top speed, 196 miles per hour. The aerodynamic package generates serious downforce. Suspension is track-tuned to a level that makes most sports cars feel underdeveloped. The braking is brutal in the best possible way. Daily usability? Limited. The ride is firm, the cabin is focused. This is not a car you compromise with, this is a car you commit to. And it will reward you in ways no turbocharged coupe on this list can. Because the GT4 RS doesn't give you speed, it gives you the feeling that the speed belongs to you. And what comes next doesn't just match that, it does it everywhere, in any condition. Number 5, BMW M4 Competition xDrive. This is where subtle ends. BMW M4 Competition xDrive, 523 horsepower, a 0 to 60 in 3.0 seconds flat, 190 miles per hour with the xDriver's package. The M4 doesn't just go fast in a straight line, it goes fast everywhere. In the rain, on cold asphalt, on a track day. Every single time you ask it, it delivers. That repeatability is what separates it from the exotics. A 911 GT3 RS will beat it on a lap. We'll get to that. But the M4 will do it again tomorrow morning, after sitting in a parking garage overnight, in the rain, without drama. And then it will take you to dinner. No warm-up lap required, no tire temperature window, no support crew, just 523 horsepower, ready when you are, in any condition you find yourself in. That is not a small thing. For most people, that is everything. But the next car doesn't just combine speed and usability, it hides it completely. Number 4, BMW M8 Competition. 617 horsepower, full leather interior, Bowers & Wilkins sound system, rear seats, a trunk large enough for a weekend away. The BMW M8 Competition, 0 to 60 in 3.0 seconds, 190 miles per hour, quarter mile in the low 11s. This is not supposed to move like this. This is the contradiction that shouldn't exist. A luxury grand tour that moves like a supercar. A car that makes you feel like you're doing nothing, while doing everything. Most people who see it on the highway think it's just a nice BMW, a well-dressed executive car, something comfortable and premium. They have no idea that the driver could be doing 150 miles per hour before the next exit. 617 horsepower hiding behind leather and wood trim, and a Bowers & Wilkins sound system. A weapon in a suit, and one of the most underrated cars on this entire list. And from here, everything changes. Up to this point, these were fast. Genuinely, seriously, embarrassingly fast. Cars that cost $52,000 running supercar numbers. Cars that combine luxury and performance in ways that shouldn't be possible at their price points. But the next 3 cars are not in that conversation. They are supercars. Full stop. The only reason they appear on a list called German Coupes is because they have 2 doors and a German badge. Everything else about them belongs in a different category entirely. From here, the numbers stop making sense. From here, on a practicality is just a disguise. From here, we're talking about physics. Number 3, Porsche 911 GT3 RS. This isn't a car, it's a weapon. But not the blunt kind. This is not brute force. This is precision taken to an extreme. 518 horsepower, naturally aspirated, 9,000 revolutions per minute redline, 0 to 60 in 3.0 seconds. Top speed, 184 miles per hour. Nürburgring lap time, mid 6 minutes 40 seconds. That lap time beat the McLaren 720S on the same circuit. A 720S, 710 horsepower, carbon fiber monocoque, one of the most sophisticated supercars McLaren has ever built, was slower around the Nürburgring than this Porsche. Because the GT3 RS generates over 900 pounds of downforce at speed, it has a DRS system borrowed directly from Formula One. Carbon ceramic brakes, standard, not optional. Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires that are one step removed from a racing slick. Every component, every system, every setting, calibrated to one purpose, not to go fast, to go faster. This car was not built for the road. The road is just where it happens to be legal. Number 2, Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. And this is where things get violent. 730 horsepower, not from a hybrid, not from electric torque fill, from a hand-built flat plane V8, the same architecture used in motorsport, that revs hard, responds instantly, and produces a sound that is one of the most violent and spectacular things a production car has ever made. AMG GT Black Series, 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. Top speed, 202 miles per hour. Nürburgring lap time, 6 minutes 43 seconds. A production car record at the time of its release, not a record for AMG, not a record for German cars. A production car lap record, full stop. The ride is brutal, the fuel consumption is significant, the ownership costs are real. None of that matters because when you put your foot down and let 730 horsepower of flat plane fury do what it was built to do, the experience is beyond what any specification can communicate. This is AMG at its most ruthless. No hybrid, no apologies, no compromise. 730 horsepower in a coupe from Stuttgart. Think about that. Number 1, Porsche 911 Turbo S 99 2.2 hybrid. And now, number 1, Porsche 911 Turbo S 992.2 hybrid, 0 to 60 in 2.44 seconds. Tested, verified, repeatable. Not once on a perfect surface with a professional driver, every time, in any condition, by any driver competent enough to use launch control. But the number that ends the conversation is this: 100 to 200 kilometers per hour in 5.3 seconds. A Bugatti Veyron does it in 5.5. Let that land. A daily driver Porsche Coupe with rear seats, a trunk, and a warranty is faster through the speed range that actually matters than one of the most celebrated hypercars ever built. The hybrid system doesn't make this car soft. It makes it violent in a way no pure combustion engine can match. Because the electric torque arrives before the turbos even spool. There is no lag. There is no hesitation. There is only acceleration. 322 kilometers per hour on the Autobahn? Documented. Braking hardware that matches every number this car produces. And then on Monday morning, it takes you to work without drama, without compromise, without asking anything from you except the ability to point it in a direction and press the throttle. This is the car that collapsed the line between supercar and daily driver. Not by making supercars more accessible, by making a daily driver faster than a supercar. 9 German coupes, 9 different reasons the supercar category is in trouble. The M240i proved $52,000 by supercar acceleration if you know where to look. The RS5 proved consistency beats peak horsepower on real roads. The M2 proved analog feel is still worth building a car around. The GT3 RS proved a naturally aspirated engine with no turbo and no hybrid can still beat cars with twice the power on the track that matters most. The M4 proved all conditions, repeatability is its own kind of performance. The M8 proved 617 horsepower and a leather interior are not mutually exclusive. And the last 3 proved that the supercar, as a category, as a concept, is under pressure it has never faced before. When a road-legal Porsche is faster than a Bugatti through the speed range that matters, the question stops being whether these coupes can compete with supercars. The question becomes, what exactly is a supercar anymore? These 9 cars answered that. Now it's your turn. The raw, analog purity of the GT3 RS, the brutal excess of the AMG GT Black Series, or the physics-defying daily driver that just beat a Veyron? Tell us in the comments. And if you think we left one off this list, you already know what to do. Supercars didn't get slower. These just caught them.